Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to create Webflow item on Webflow form submission using AI agent. So as an owner of a fashion brand website that is built with the help of Webflow, I am receiving multiple requests from my marketing team regarding the content to be posted on my website with the help of Webflow form submission. So here I want that as soon as the request is received as a form submission, automatically the post should be generated on the basis of the title and the description which is received in the request, and it should be posted on my website on Webflow. But how we are going to automate this entire process? For this, here I am going to use AI agent that is going to generate the content for my post automatically, and I'm going to automate this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect. So here, to build the connection between all these applications, I'm not going to use any kind of coding and programming skills. I will be connecting all these applications simply with the help of Pabbly Connect. So for your business, if you also want to learn this amazing automation step by step, for that you have to come towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step that how we can create Webflow item for Webflow form submission. So here, as an owner of a fashion brand website that is built on Webflow, I often receive content submissions from my marketing team through Webflow form, such as blog post ideas, promotional announcements, or product descriptions. So manually converting each of these submission requests as a CMS in Webflow is a time-consuming and a confusing task, and also delays in publishing the content on my website. Therefore, to automate this, I have decided to connect Webflow with Pabbly Connect in such a way that every time I'm going to receive a new request on my Webflow form submission from the team, which contains a title of the content as well as a description which they want, as well as keywords in the descriptions which they want. Automatically, by using this data, my AI agent, that is OpenAI, is going to generate a proper CMS post on Webflow with all the necessary details, and it is going to be published automatically on my Webflow site. To do that, we are going to build the connection between our Webflow form for the content request, AI agent, that is in my case, I'm using OpenAI, and my Webflow site. As we will do that, we will be automating the entire process of creating Webflow items for every Webflow form submission automatically. So automating this process of turning form submissions into Webflow CMS items is a game changer for any content-driven business. If you are also managing a business which requires consistent posting on the websites, you can create this automation. Instead of manually copying, editing, and publishing content, this automation ensures that ideas move from submission to live content seamlessly and quickly as soon as the form is submitted. It reduces delays, eliminates repetitive work, and maintains a consistent publishing flow on your websites, freeing up your valuable time for creative as well as strategic tasks of your business. So let's get started. Now, how we are going to build the connection between all these applications, as they are not directly connected with each other. So we are going to use Pabbly Connect to build the connection between all these work applications and to automate this entire task. Let's get started. For that, you can see that I am on my home page of Pabbly Connect, where we can reach by typing this URL pabbly.com/connect/INR in our browser. After coming over here, we will find two options: sign in and sign up for free. So in case if you are already an existing user, just click on sign in to log into your account directly. But if you are a new user, you have to click on this sign up for free button. It will help you to create a free new account just in 2 minutes. Also, when you will do that, you're going to receive 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. So as an existing user, currently I'm going to click on sign in, as I am already an existing user. This is all app section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now. It will take us towards the dashboard of our Pabbly Connect account, where we will find all the workflows which we have created. And to save the workflow separately and in the organized format, we can also create separate folders like this on the same dashboard. Now, to create a new workflow, let's click on this create workflow option. As we have done that, a dialog box has appeared in front of us, which is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So first of all, I'm going to give a name over here. Create Webflow item on Webflow form submission using AI agent. After giving the name to my workflow, now I'm going to select the folder in which I want to save it. So you can see I have a list of folders over here. Among these folders, the automation which I'm going to create currently is related to AI, and I have created a separate folder that is for all the automations related to AI. So I'm going to select AI automations over here as my folder. Now I'm going to click on create. As we have done that, a new screen is open in front of us which contains a blank workflow. Basically, we have to fill up this blank workflow to completely set up our automation, and it contains trigger and actions, as you can see. So trigger and actions are the two main concepts, the principles, or we can say these are the building blocks on which the entire automation runs. Here, the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is a response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can add as many action steps as we want. Now, let's suppose here I am taking the example of my workflow. So let's suppose I want that every time my marketing team is going to send me a request of content with the help of this Webflow form which I've created for content creation with title and description. On the basis of these details, automatically I want to publish a blog post on my website on Webflow. So for that, I'm going to take Webflow in my trigger step and OpenAI, that is my AI agent, in my action step. When we are going to build the connection between these applications, then we will see that action is going to follow what the trigger commands. Because when the trigger happens, that means when the form will be submitted in Webflow by the team member, then only on the basis of the title and the description which the person wants, the post is going to be generated with all the details with the help of our AI agent. And here in my case, I'm going to use OpenAI as my AI agent. Otherwise, the post will not be created. Okay, so I hope you have understood the concept of trigger and action. Now, after understanding this entire concept, let's start creating our automation step by step. To start with the process, first of all, we have to go towards our trigger step like this, and we have to select our trigger application over here. So in my case, I'm using Webflow form in order to collect the request of the content creation. As soon as one of my team members is going to submit this form, I want my workflow should start every time and the response should be captured. So here Webflow will be my trigger application. If in place of Webflow you are using any other form builder application to collect the responses of your content request, you can select that application over here in your trigger step as well. So we will select Webflow version 2 over here, that is the latest version. Now we will select the trigger event. So what we want, on the happening of its specific event, we want to capture the response and start our workflow. So here we want that when a form will be submitted in Webflow, then our workflow should start. So we will select form submitted as our trigger event. Now whenever the form is going to be submitted in Webflow, the response will be captured, and with that response, the workflow is going to start. But for that, we have to build the connection between Webflow and Pabbly Connect. To do that, let's click on this connect button. For building the connection, you can see that we have two options over here: add new connection and select existing connection. So in case if you already have an existing connection, you can quickly go with that, but I'm going to show you that how you have to create a new connection. For that, here we have selected add new connection, and we have to provide a token. To get this token, the instructions are given over here. By following these instructions, we are going to quickly get the token, and do not worry, I'm going to show you what you are supposed to. So first of all, I will take you towards my Webflow account. And after coming on all site section, here you have to select the site which you have created. And on the site, over here you have to go towards the site settings. Click on this button. After coming over here, you can see the option of apps and integrations from the left side. After coming on apps and integrations, when you will scroll down, you will see the option of API access. From here, we have to generate our API token. How we are going to do that? We can click on this create API token button, and over here we have to provide a name to the token. So first of all, let me provide a name. Let's say a random name. Let's say new content, just a random name. You can give any name according to your choice. Now we have to provide some permissions to this API token in order to access these things. First of all, here we have the assets. So let's provide the permission of read and write. We have authorized user, we have CMS, we have comments, we have components, then we have e-commerce, we have forms. I provided permissions, and now I'm going to click on generate token. As we have done that, the token is ready. So let's simply copy this token. We'll click on cross, and we'll go back towards Pabbly Connect, and we will paste it over here. As we have done that, now let's click on save, and the connection between Webflow and Pabbly Connect is built successfully. So now we'll just simply move forward. Here we have to select the site ID. So the site ID is already selected, as currently I only have a single site in my Webflow account. If you have multiple, you have to select a specific one on which you have created the form. All right. Once we have done that, we have to click on save and send test request button, and as soon as we have done that, it is showing waiting for response. This means that now we have to do a test submission in order to capture the response of Webflow. How we are going to do that? By simply submitting the form which we have connected with Pabbly Connect. So this is the form which I have created for content creation request. Every time my team member requires a new blog post on my website, they're going to submit this content creation form with the title of the post and the description which they want. And as soon as they will submit the form, automatically the post will be created. Okay, so let me enter some random details over here in title and description fields to submit this form, so that the response could be captured inside Pabbly Connect. So let's say the title of the post is Summer Sale Launch Announcement. This is a launch announcement. And now I'm going to enter the description. Let's say as, we are excited to kick off our annual summer sale. This campaign includes up to 40% off on our best-selling dresses, tops, and accessories. The sale starts on June 1st and will run for 2 weeks. So I have provided the basic details on which I want the post to be created. And now I'm going to submit the form. As soon as I have submitted this form, now I'm going to take you back towards Pabbly Connect, and you can see that the response is captured. So in our response here, we have received all the details. Let's start reading them one by one. Here we have the trigger type which is being performed, that is the form is submitted. Then the date and time at which the form was submitted. We have the site ID. When we'll scroll down more, here we have the title of the post and the description which the team member wants. Okay. Now, here you can see that the connection between Webflow and Pabbly Connect is built successfully as trigger step, and now every time the form will be submitted in Webflow, automatically the response of that form is going to be captured inside Pabbly Connect, and with that response the workflow is going to start. When the workflow will start, we want to create a blog post for CMS item of our Webflow account to be posted on our website of fashion brand. And the post should be created, it should be generated on the basis of the details, the title and the description which we have received by the team member through form submission. So here, in order to automate this process, as I am going to use my AI agent, that is OpenAI. So here my action application will be OpenAI. You also have to select your AI agent as your action application. If you are using OpenAI, you have to select that. If you are using any other AI application to generate your content, you can select that as well. Now we have to select the action event. So here I want to use ChatGPT to generate my content of blog post. I have selected that. And now I'm going to click on connect. As we have done that, now we have to build the connection between OpenAI and Pabbly Connect. To build that connection, you can see that I am already logged into my OpenAI platform. You also have to keep in mind, before building the connection between any of the application with Pabbly Connect, the application should be logged in, and then you have to proceed for the connection. That is going to make the process of your connection simple and easier. Now here you can see that we have two options, add new connection and select existing connection. So in case if you already have an existing connection, you can just go with that. But to create a new connection, you have to click on this add new connection and you have to provide a token over here. How you're going to get this token? To get the token, you can just simply click on this OpenAI API key page, that is the hyperlink. It will directly take you towards the API key page of your OpenAI account, but it will only redirect you if you're already logged in. From that page, you can generate your token and paste it over here. The connection will be built. Currently, I already have an existing connection, so I'm going to go with that. And I have clicked on save. So my connection between OpenAI and Pabbly Connect is built. Now let's move forward. To generate the content, first of all, we have to select the model by using which we want to receive the response, by using which we are generating the content. So we have multiple models inside ChatGPT. You can select any one of them according to your choice and requirements. Currently, I'm going to go for GPT-4o Mini as my model. After selecting the model, we have to move forward, and this is the highlight step of our automation and our workflow. We have to provide the prompt. Now what is prompt? Prompt is actually the command which we have to provide to our AI agent, that what we actually wanted to do for us. In my case here, I want to generate a CMS item inside Webflow for the request which I have received as a form submission from my team members through Webflow form. And on the basis of that detail, such as the title and the description which we have received, I want to generate a blog post in the systematic format. I also want to provide the details regarding my fashion brand, that I want the content on the basis of that only. So here my prompt will be according to that. I will have to include each and every details which I want in my content output, and all the details which I do not want, such as extra symbols, such as particular sentences or particular words which I do not want. So your prompt should also be clear, on point, and should contain each and every instructions according to the post content which you want, which you are expecting as your outcome. Okay, so now on the basis of my requirement, my prompt will be So here is the prompt. You are an expert content writer for a modern fashion brand, Fashion Fusion. First of all, I've given the role which my AI agent needs to perform. And I've also provided the name of my business, that on basis of this fashion brand, Fashion Fusion, you need to generate the content. Okay. Based on the given title and description, generate a polished and stylish blog post suitable for our Webflow CMS. I've also given that you have to create the blog post for Webflow CMS. Use a friendly, elegant, and inspiring tone that resonates with fashion-forward readers. I have also included that what kind of tone I want in the blog. Your output should be formatted as a complete blog post and return in a valid JSON format ready to be published. Input. So I'm going to provide the inputs over here, such as the title and the description. So here, first of all, let me enter the title. And do you think I'm going to enter the title manually? No, because we want to automate the process and we have received the title as well as the description already in our earlier response from form submission. So here we are going to simply insert this title like this from the previous step. Why we have done that? Because we need to make some of the details in this input dynamic, so that every time we are going to receive a new form response submission as a new content request, the title and the form description should be replaced automatically with the new request which we have received in our response. Because if the data is going to be entered manually, as we have entered the rest of the prompt manually, it has become static, and now it is not going to replace every time when a new response will be captured. Therefore, where we want the data should get replaced according to the new response, there we have to map the data instead of entering it manually. In the similar manner, we also want to replace the description according to the new response. So we are going to map the description of the post as well. Now then we have output format. Which kind of output we want? We want the title, same as input or lightly refined if needed. Then we want a slug. Generate a short URL friendly slug using lowercase and hyphens. And we want a summary as well. Write a short 1 to 2 sentence summary of the post. And then we want the body. Okay, and the category we have provided as fashion. After entering the prompt and we have mapped the details such as the input title and the description, we will click on save and send test request button. And here you can see that the response is captured. So in our response, we have received all the details. First of all, we have the title, then we have the slug, we have a summary, as well as here we have a post content as well. Now, as we have received the response, we are going to publish it on our website. So for that, we have to once again set up the connection between Webflow and Pabbly Connect. To do that, let's select our action application once again as Webflow. And here again, we will select the version 2. We will select the action event as create collection item. Let's click on connect. Over here you can see that we have two options again, but we are going to select existing connection as we have already built the connection earlier. Now we have to select the site ID. In my case, it is already selected with the name as PabCon. And then we have the collection ID. So here when I'm going to go towards the collection page of my Webflow site, you can see that here I have the name of the collection, blog collection, which is already selected. Then we have the content. So I'm going to quickly map the content which I have received over here. And why I have mapped this content? To make it dynamic, as I have told you the concept of mapping earlier. Then we are going to map the title. And over here, I'm also going to map the slug. If you want, you can also keep the field of slug as blank. You can opt out from adding the slug over here. It is asking us is archived or is draft. So here we have currently selected false. Now let's click on save and send test request button. As we have done that, the response is captured and it is providing us with the ID. Now, as we have received this ID, on the basis of this ID, we are going to publish the post as well. So for that, let's click on this add action step button. We will select Webflow once again as our action application. And now this time we are going to select publish an item as we want to publish our post. Let's click on connect again. We will go with existing connection only. And here we have to quickly select these details. First of all, the site ID, which is already selected. Collection ID is also selected. In case on your site, if you have multiple collections, so you can select any single collection ID in which you want to publish your blog. Then we have to provide the item IDs. It is already entered over here, but because we need to automate that process, we have to make this ID dynamic so that it could change automatically with every new response. And of course, for that, we are going to map the ID over here. So for that, we have to turn this mapping button on. We have an ID over here, which we will delete. We will quickly map the ID which we have received in our earlier response from post. And now let's click on save and send test request button. It is showing warning item IDs is required. You can see that I have already mapped the item ID, but it is still showing that it is required. That means there is a technical glitch which we have to rectify. So do not worry if it occurs in your case as well. What you have to do, you can just simply refresh the fields like this. As the ID will be deleted, once again you will map the ID. And now your glitch is rectified. So let's click on save and send test request button. Here we have received the response. It is providing us with the ID once again. So I will take you towards my Webflow account, and over here we'll go towards the collection section. How you have to come over here, after coming on your site section, here you have 3 dots, and over here we have editor section. After coming on the editor section, here you will see the option of collections, which you have to select, and over here you have to select your collection ID. And you can see that here we have the post generated and it is also published. When I'm going to open the post here, you can see it is. This means that our connection is built successfully between Webflow and our AI agent, and also our automation is created. So now you can also very easily create this amazing automation without any coding and programming skills for your business, for your content management. Whenever you will receive the request of content, such as the title and the description, your content will automatically get posted as a blog, as a post on your site. And also here I have just used a basic content, but if you want, you can also use media such as video or animage. So I hope this automation is clear to you. Also, it is helpful for your business. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such amazing applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any doubt, you can write us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you want to ask about the pricing, you can visit this website given over here. Do not forget to share our videos, like our video, and also subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.